Hello, I am Laura Pearson. At the beginning of this term, I noticed abundance of white flowering trees all around Columbus and in my city of Gahanna, Ohio. I learned that these are invasive calorie pear trees and that they push and shade out native vegetation and alter the quality of habitat available to native wildlife. I decided I wanted to compare some aspect of populations of these trees in both a metropolitan park near me and in a nearby subdivision, woodland. I chose to focus my study in two locations. The first is a section of woodland that runs along the Big Darby Creek in Gahanna, Ohio, and the second is a metropolitan park. Originally, I wanted to compare some aspect of the calorie pear tree. I was thinking circumference. However, Blendon Woods was so good at managing the species that by the time I got up here, most of the seedlings had been cut down, and there was just only one calorie pear tree in this area that I am in currently. So I decided to look at a native species, the red maple. I had noticed an abundance of them in Blendon Woods, Metro Park, but I hadn't seen very many in the subdivision woodland. So I thought that might be something good to compare. So here we are at the edge of the woodlands for the Orchard Hills subdivision of Gahanna, Ohio. This area is used for recreation by residents in the nearby neighborhoods. There is a bike trail and there are some trails that go through the woods. There are several types of invasive species in this area. One of them is honeysuckle. And the second one, which we'll see once we get closer to the woodland, is the calorie pear tree, otherwise known as a Bradford tree, which was introduced from China, and then because of its ornamental value became popular on streets in suburbs of Columbus, Ohio. Here is one of the calorie pear trees. In early spring, these trees will be covered in white flowers, and they are quite prolific in this area, along with the honeysuckle, as you see. Some native species that we have here include the red maple, this is a young red maple tree here, and there are not quite as many of them as there are the calorie pear trees, unfortunately. Some wildlife species that you can see through this area include cottontail, white-tailed deer, the American robin, blue jays, cardinals, and there may even be some red foxes and coyotes. However, I have not personally seen them. So before, I wasn't aware of snake species in Orchard Hill, and I will just have to look this species up when I get back. But what a cool find. Blendon Woods is a 653-acre managed park comprising of woodland and grassland, and a 118-acre waterfowl refuge surrounding an 11-acre lake.